Alright guys, today we're gonna be reacting to Let's Cook a Bavarian classic. This is from Feli from Germany. Thank you so much for the support. This is another recommendation from my Discord. Make sure you like to subscribe. You're heading to 10,000 subscribers. Let's jump in.
And welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Feli.
And I'm Timo.
This is my brother, and we're currently in my hometown, Munich, Germany, which is where I'm from, as you can see by my channel title. And today we decided to do a long requested video where we cook a Bavarian meal for you and just document it and show you how it's done. So first, let's get some groceries. And since I haven't told you yet what exactly we're cooking, let's see if you guys can figure it out based on the ingredients. First, we get some mushrooms and parsley, and then the main ingredient, Knödelbrot, dumpling bread, which is basically just dried and cut up old bread rolls. You can technically just use old bread for this, but in Germany, or at least here in Bavaria, you can also buy it like this at the store, or even get it at the bakery. We also got some cream and milk, and we didn't get any beer, but I wanted to show you what the drink selection by the checkout looks like in Germany. Okay, so we're back from the store, and these are all of the ingredients. Bunch of mushrooms, onions, parsley, butter, we need some heavy
parsley,
cream, eggs, some white
that is
wine,
so German.
and then this is our red cabbage. Yeah, we're not making that from scratch. In case I haven't mentioned it yet, we are going to make Semmelknödel with Warmschwammerl and Blaukraut. So in English, it's gonna be bread dumplings, Bavarian bread dumplings.
So it's basically the dumplings that we already saw, but I'm guessing this is gonna be more for the southern part of Germany. Okay.
With creamy mushroom sauce and red cabbage over there. Let's go. For 4 servings, you'll need Knödelbrot from about 10 bread rolls. If you buy it from the store, it'll say how much it is on the bag. If you use your own bread, just use the equivalent of about 10 German bread rolls, and make sure that it's wheat bread, that it's fully hardened, and I would just try to use bread that isn't too sweet, as it often is in the US. So you start out by putting your bread into a big bowl, boil a 1/4 liter of milk, and then pour that over your bread.
Okay.
Then you cover the bowl with a dish towel and let it sit for about 10 minutes.
All right, this is very new.
Recipe in the info box below, by the way, in German and in English with both metric and imperial units. We were actually going for 5 to 6 servings, so you'll see us use a little bit more than what the recipe says. But in this video, I'll refer to the amounts for 4 servings, since those are all nice, even numbers. So while you wait, you can go ahead and chop up 2 medium-sized white onions. The finer, the better. Keep in mind that the medium size refers to German onions, which are generally much smaller than American onions, so I'd honestly only use half an American onion or less. And then also finally chop up 1 bunch of parsley.
Wow, that's a lot of parsley. Wow, that's a lot of parsley. That's a lot of it. Has to be small,
Once the 10
yeah.
minutes are up, you can go ahead and mix almost all of the parsley, except for 2 tablespoons that we want to save for the sauce, half of the onion, and 4 eggs into the bowl of bread, and add some salt and pepper. Now, we're about to make our dumplings, but before you get your hands dirty, I recommend putting a big pot of salted water onto the stove and let it get to a boil. So now comes the fun part. Now we're gonna use our hands. I took off all my hair ties. Wash your hands before you do this. I already washed mine because I already washed the mushrooms. And now you just dig in there and turn this all into one big mass and then form your dumplings that are gonna be about this big.
Oh, this is a little bit different than the other one. Oh yeah, for sure.
Jetzt kann man so richtig Foodporn machen.
Food. You're just being silly. This doesn't look that bad. It looks very good.
So I only put 4 of the 5 eggs in here at first to kind of see how wet slimy it's gonna be, because the eggs are basically what makes it like
very slimy. Yep.
So without the eggs, you wouldn't be able to do this. And you don't want it to be too moist and soft, because then you can't really form anything out of this. So I honestly don't know if we need the last egg right now. So that's maybe a tip if you do this at home. Put the eggs in gradually to kind of see how many you actually need.
Okay, now it's looking a little bit with color.
So it might look a little messy, but bread dumplings, Semmelknödel, are supposed to be kind of messy. Like it's supposed to be super smooth. So what I do is usually I just take like kind of tennis ball size, I guess. You just take it and then you start kind of like if you're forming a snowball.
Start molding it.
Like
Yep.
that, you You just kind of squeeze it together, squish it,
Then
make
do
it like
the-
a little bit more dense.
Then you like rub it, right?
Roll
Until you.
it if you
There
want
we
to.
go.
It kind of depends on like how brown you want them to be. Okay, so this looks pretty good to me. So now I'm just gonna go over to our boiling salt water. And yeah, things are gonna get messy, but it's part of the deal. And I'm just gonna put it in here, and then you let all of your dumplings boil for 20 minutes. Now onto the creamy mushroom
Yeah, what happened there with the sound? I thought it was mine. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
sauce, and our main ingredient.
Oh, let's go with the
is,
mushrooms.
Of course, the mushrooms. Wash them and then cut the bigger ones into halves or quarters.
Those are very nice
Smaller
mushrooms.
ones can stay whole. Heat up 1 tablespoon of butter in a pan and then add both the other half of the
There goes the
onions
butter.
and the mushrooms to the pan and saute for about 10 minutes.
Parsley, okay.
Season with salt and pepper and add the remaining parsley. In the meantime, our dumplings look like this, by the way. Now we're going to make a Meerschwitze, or roux in English, by heating up 2 tablespoons of butter, and once it's melted, we'll stir in about 2 tablespoons
So
of
this is their second plate. The second plate, I would say, yeah, that she's cooking with butters. Is everything has to do with butter? Because lately, in the last couple of videos that I have seen so far, there's a lot of butter. There's a lot of butter. Let me know if in the comment section below if it is an additional, or you don't really need to do it with butter, but let's say like, is it butter a very important ingredient for this kind of recipe? Let me know in the comment section.
flour.
There's a lot of butter.
Keep stirring until all the clumps are gone.
There we go. That's the salt. Yep. That's the little salt. Yeah, there we go.
Then add a 1/4 liter of broth. We used vegetable broth and a 1/4 liter of white wine. This is what makes the sauce extra delicious if you ask me.
Wow.
Stir and briefly bring to a boil. Then add salt, pepper, and 200 milliliters of cream and mix.
Oh, wow.
Then add the sauce to the mushroom and
Oh,
onion
man,
mix.
I'm not gonna
or
lie.
vice
I'm not
versa.
gonna lie. This looks very good, folks. I'm not gonna lie. This looks very good, folks. I was a little bit skeptical. I'm not gonna lie. But this looks actually amazing.
Depending on the size of pans you used. And you're not supposed to bring it to a boil again, but if you feel like it's a little too runny still, you can keep it on the stove and stir for a little bit longer.
I was gonna say it looks very watery, so I would just let it cook for a little bit longer. I would say for like nice 5 minutes. Make sure some of that water just get evaporated and just create more of that saucy kind of texture.
Last but not least, we just heated up the red cabbage from the jar. There are recipes out there to make this from scratch, but this is a lot quicker, and the ones from the jar taste so good that this is what I always go with. In the US, you can sometimes find these jars at Aldi or at international stores. This one even...
Now, regarding Aldi, I went to Aldi a couple days ago, and my fruits were rotten. They got spoiled very quick, and there was a fly in one of my salads. Let me know if whether or not that happens in Germany, but here, I don't know. I bought like a package of strawberries, but the third day they were already rotten and spoiled. Man, that was a bummer.
had some apple added to it. Once that was heated up, we served it all, and everyone loved it.
Und?
Und? Is it and?
Really good.
Das fand ich gut.
Good. Lecker.
If you want to try this at
Lecker.
home, I
Sehr
would
gut,
love to
lecker.
see your results. So if you share it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or any other platform, please don't forget to tag Feli from Germany so that I can see it and share it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little different from my usual content. If you did, make sure to subscribe, activate the notification bell, and if you want to, leave a tip via the Super Thanks button underneath the video, ko-fi.com, or by joining my Patreon page. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you
Very
next
good.
time. Tschüss!
Tschüss. Feli koche. Sehr gut. Lecker. 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 Did I say that correctly? I think I said Feli cooks very good and delicious. I think it's that, right? Feli koche sehr gut. Right? Oh, Sir Klein. Klein small, I think. Sir, good. Lecker. Lecker mean delicious. Let me know what you guys think. I think, man, the butter thing. There's a lot of butter, folks. I'm not gonna lie. I think, is there any way we can just substitute that butter with something else? I might take some of that flavor out, but it's because the butter that you use, that's the yellow one. The yellow one definitely has a high cholesterol in it. That's for a fact. But I would love to hear you guys' opinion. But man, I was very surprised of the way that she cooked. It looks amazing. It looked amazing. And the mix of the gravy ish. Oh man, that was good. But I was thinking about if I cook something like that, leave it a little longer. That way you can get some of that water out, and all you have left is basically that gravy sauce. But let me know what you guys see in the comment section below. I would love to hear you guys' opinion. In the meantime, I'll see you in the next one.